Hey, I'm Lydia. Welcome to my channel. The patch notes for the first big update for Dreamlight Valley just dropped, and I want to read them to you so you know what's coming. We already know that we're going to get Scar, but what else is coming to the game? What's going to get fixed? What are we going to see? So let's get right into it. I'm reading right from my phone. This just came out. Top fixes. Improved stability and performance on PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch. Improved Founders Pack item granting in player mailboxes. This should help resolve some issues which have persisted. The team will continue to investigate additional fixes if any players continue to encounter issues. Improved cloud save systems. In the case of a cloud save conflict, players will now be prompted by an in-game pop-up to select which save file they would like to sync with. A screenshot is included later in these patch notes. Reduced the intensity of lightning storm flashes. Fixed an issue which prevented players picking up the light bulb in Wally's house. Stone soup is now recognized as cooked for players who are stuck on the Spirits of Nature quest. Fixed memory pieces that spawned within the counter in Scrooge's store. Wild crops such as mushrooms and spices, etc. will now respawn in a different place every morning. This means that crops spawning in inaccessible areas will not remain inaccessible and will respawn in a new location every day. Rain will now properly water plants. Improved the zone within the honored place registers in the ceremony quest. Improvements and optimizations. Improved stability and performance on PlayStation 4. Improved stability and performance on Nintendo Switch. Improved textures on PlayStation 4. Reduced the intensity of lightning storms flashes. Improved interior lighting. Mickey, Merlin, and Goofy went shopping and redecorated their homes. Improved furniture edit mode controls for controllers. Optimized audio to reduce file sizes. Various performance optimizations across all platforms. Improved the performance of large gardens. Reduced the number of mushrooms required for Merlin's quests. Wild crops, mushrooms, spices, etc. We already went over this. They'll respawn in a new location every day. Adjusted the placement of some floating islands in the sky. Campfires are now craftable. Yay! Improvements and optimizations to sunlit plateau trees. Reworded some quest objectives to make them more clear. Improved the navigation of water characters between bodies of water. Water characters are more likely to be drawn to the player when standing near a shore. Donald Duck has finally found his land legs, reducing how long his tantrums last. Water characters will now be able to swim behind Skull Rock instead of having to go inland to get from one side of the beach to the other. Fixed a lag spike that occurred when it started raining. Rebalanced wood spawns in the different biomes to make it easier to get various types of wood. Inventory will now stay open while opening item and motif bags. Improved clarity for which realms have been unlocked and which still need to be unlocked in the castle. Bug fixes. Quest progression by quest giver. Anna, Frozen Realm. Stone soup is now recognized as cooked for players who are stuck in the Spirits of Nature quest. Elsa will now remain outside until you have the pickaxe upgrade to deal with the ice crystals. Fixed a blocker during the Follow Elsa to explore the ice cavern objective. Fixed an issue which prevented players picking up the orange crest in Elsa's cavern. Fish pie is now recognized as cooked for players who are stuck in the What Home Feels Like quest. Maui. Fix an issue which prevented players from fishing near the raft on Skull Rock. Maui will no longer get stuck after breaking the sea debris in the A Tale of Stone and Fire quest. Mickey. Mickey has an extra cracker recipe in his house waiting to be picked up for players stuck during the Foodception quest. Mickey will now wait for the player in his house during his initial gardening quest. Minnie. Minnie has an extra flower pot in her house waiting to be picked up for players stuck during the Language of Flowers quest. The clock tower will now be recognized by Minnie without having to create another. Moana. Improved the zone within which the honored place registers in the ceremony quest. Mother Gothel. Fixed instances of Key being inaccessible in the Glade of Trust. The Dawn Fragment is now recognized as cooked for players who are stuck in the Restoring the Sunstone quest. Scrooge. Catfish can be found near the docks on Dazzle Beach for players who are stuck in the What's Bad for Business quest. Wally. Fixed an issue which prevented players picking up the light bulb in Wally's house. Global. Fixed instances of characters not being able to talk to one another during listen objectives. Inaccessible object and memory piece fixes by location. Scrooge's store counter, Elsa's cavern, Merlin's Dreamlight Library, angled table in Mickey's house, Prince Eric's castle, Ursula's house, Peaceful Meadow, Frosted Heights, floating island in the Glade of Trust, sunlit plateau, objects stuck in medium-sized forest rocks, objects stuck in crafting tables. Furniture edit mode. Meals, seeds, and flowers can now properly be placed on tables. Player house doors will no longer block certain objects like radios. Tableware can be selected properly when placed on a table. Chessboard can now be selected properly when placed on a table. Furniture placed near the bridge in the sunlit plateau, furniture placed near the bridge in the plaza can now be selected properly. Furniture in the elephant graveyard in the sunlit plateau can now be selected properly. Objects placed on the stall can now be selected properly. Furniture placed near the mystical cave entrance can now be selected properly. Fixed issues picking up ceiling items. Maui's Island can now be selected properly. Other bug fixes. Improved Founders Pack item granting in player mailboxes. This should help resolve some issues which have persisted. The team will continue to investigate additional fixes if any players continue to encounter issues. Improved cloud save system. In the case of a cloud save conflict, players will now be prompted by the following in-game pop-up to select which save file they would like to sync with. Please note, YYY in the below screenshot represents the field where your avatar's name will appear. Fixed Scrooge's store meeting points for characters. Made Ursula easier to talk to in her house. Fixed the position of certain mining rocks to allow for better character navigation to them. Fixed an issue which prevented Maui's islet and Minnie's house from being selected in grid edit mode. Fixed an issue which caused Donald's house to float, and we're not talking about in the water. Fixed floating items in Shay, Remy, and at Goofy's stall. Furniture from characters' homes that shouldn't be attainable have been removed from the furniture menu in Scrooge's store item pool. Fix an issue which turned the water pink in Ursula's house. Fix an issue allowing players to walk into the bookshelf in Eric's castle. Water characters can no longer walk through rocks. Fixed marinated herring meal icon. Small urban hedges are no longer missing the inside of their model. Removed 2 test items from Scrooge's store. Fixed fishing ripples spawning within rocks in the Forgotten Lands. Adjusted the size and visuals of the constellation furniture for Moana's quest. Fixed an issue preventing the orchid sunbird from granting rewards when receiving its favorite gift. Rain will now properly water plants. Campfires now emit sound. The jingle when getting a critical hit now stops at the correct time, finally. Fixed streaming friendly music to remove tracks that triggered claims. Fixed prices for items appearing in the delivery system. Removed items from random bags, Scrooge's store, and the delivery system that should not appear there. Fixed game logo for Japanese and Chinese versions. Fixed the wrong skybox appearing in Scrooge's store. Fixed food disappearing from the shelves in Chez Remy. Fixed instances in which characters would remark about the wrong time of day. Goofy, however, will continue to misjudge the weather. Good to know. Fixed instances of characters fishing the wrong way on the beach. Fixed Ariel becoming unlocked before fixing her house. Removed various quest items that would stay in players' inventories after a quest was completed. Removed unavailable items from characters' daily favorite items list. The magical crystal will now appear properly on the pedestal in the Forgotten Lands during Ursula's quest. Fixed the exhaustion effect not displaying properly. Various audio and SFX fixes. The player's legs will no longer shrink while wearing some types of clothes. Fixed issues that affected Mickey's eyes. All right, so were the issues that you have faced in early access addressed in this new patch? I feel like most of mine were addressed for sure. And so I'm really happy to see that they've been paying attention to the community as we're saying, hey, this isn't working right. Hey, can we get this fixed? So let me know if there's something that you've experienced in game that was not addressed with the patch, and tell me if you're excited for Scar's arrival tomorrow.